What's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about the Ripple XRP price chart. We've had a lot going on over here. We've had, of course, a huge event happening yesterday with the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. So we have some things to talk about with that as well. Today, the price action, we're having a little bit of a pullback. However, for the last 2 days, let's see, 2 days ago, we went up 45%. Yesterday, we went up 20%. We closed yesterday's daily candle up here at $1.09, which we haven't done since way back in February of 2018. We started yesterday off with a little bit of optimism over here from Bearable Guy 123 with what a nice day. Finished the day off with more optimism from Brad Garlinghouse with today was a good day. And Jeremy Hogan filled in all the gaps in between to give us some information on what it all meant with this motion to compel hearing with the SEC and Ripple yesterday. Of course, I recommend that you check out his YouTube channel, Legal Briefs, where he really dives into all of it and explains it way better than I ever could. But if you're not feeling optimistic about what's going on with XRP and Ripple right now, man, I think you're kind of missing the big picture. I mean, clearly the price is going to make people excited at the same time, but essentially, from my understanding of what has now happened in this case, is that the judge has granted Ripple the right to be able to get information from the SEC on their communications on how they came to the conclusion that Ethereum and Bitcoin are commodities, or at least that they're not securities. And if you don't understand why that's a big deal, essentially the SEC has pretty much had free rule to be able to regulate by enforcement and kind of left everything really unclear. And now the hand is kind of being forced at this point that, hey, we want to see exactly how you came to the conclusion. And then that's going to give everybody the ability to comply. So either the SEC has got to give up this whole regulation by enforcement status that they have by showing everybody how they came to the conclusion that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities, or we might have to see some type of settlement happen here. So yes, I also believe it was a good day, and according to Jeremy Hogan, we should start to see some more things start to unfold within the next 30 days. So that's exciting for the whole space. The whole space could be getting clarity, or XRP and Ripple may be getting some type of clarity. Part of me has wondered, hey, what's in Ripple's best interest? Is it Ripple's best interest to just get clarity for XRP, right? Then it kind of muddies the water for everybody except for XRP, so people just kind of flock to XRP. Part of me says from a business decision that kind of makes sense, but we have to go back to thinking what Brad said in the beginning is that we're trying to get clarity for the whole space. So maybe this is that opportunity for Ripple and for XRP to become more of a shining armor, knight in shining armor type of asset, and for Brad to kind of come out and be a hero in this space, and for Ripple to end up becoming the good guys in this space, because they've taken it on the chin for several years, right? It is very normal, unfortunately, in this space for Bitcoin maximalists and for a lot of people in the cryptocurrency market and ecosystem to really pick on Ripple, pick on XRP, give everybody a hard time. What happens if they come out to be the knight in shining armor and they're the ones who are responsible for providing that clarity to cryptocurrencies? And then, of course, I think back to all the Bearable Guy 123 stuff, right? And they, first of all, I'm not into that kind of stuff at all. I always find it as entertainment, but they're always showing Brad in the shining armor, right? Is this that opportunity where Ripple is going to be the heroes for cryptocurrency and free everybody from the SEC and provide that clarity and guidance on what we all need? So we'll keep an eye on that in the coming month. Hopefully we get some more progress in all of that. Otherwise, let's take a peek at the charts for what we have today. Now, I want to show you this chart from back in 2013, 14, 15, our previous bull run, to show you this is the rally that XRP did prior to the capitulation. This is our rally that we did prior to the capitulation of Bitcoin. So when I say capitulation, if you don't know what that means, it means when the bottom of Bitcoin came in, when things got incredibly scary. For us in 2018, that was when Bitcoin crashed from $6,000 down to $3,000. That was the big scary moment of Bitcoin. And this in 2014 was a rally that happened before Bitcoin crashed to find its very ending bottom. And this is the rally that XRP had in 2018 before Bitcoin crashed to have its final bottom down there at $3,000. We keep coming back to this reference point to be a measurement tool in order to try to attempt to forecast how high XRP can go in the next bull run. When we look to what that rally did last time, when we broke out above it, what did we have to do? we had to come back down and back test it before we got our next leg up. So it wouldn't be unusual if that is something that we have to do. But right now, things have happened so fast. Is the price going to go even higher before that ends up happening, right? Are we going to head to that $2.30 and then just scare the living daylights out of the market and pull all the way back down to back test that? I don't know. All I can do is show you the things that we've done in the past. And that's really what technical analysis is. It's what are things that have worked in the past and can we try to apply those to the future? And all technical analysis is reviewing things that have happened to the past and applying that to present to see if we can forecast what can happen in the future. We wouldn't even have Fibonacci retracement tools or know how to use them if we didn't apply them to the past to see how they've worked previously. We wouldn't know if trend lines have any meaning if we hadn't seen in the past that they've worked. We wouldn't know that fractals would work. We wouldn't know that channels would work if we didn't have a reference point to go back and look at. So a lot of technical analysis is looking to the past to see how things have worked previously and attempting to apply that to the future. We wouldn't know if the relative strength had any type of meaning if we didn't have a reference point to use from the past to apply it to the future. We wouldn't know if the MACD had any value. We wouldn't know if Bollinger Bands had any value if we didn't have a reference point from the past to use to apply to the future. So as we look to the past and we say, well, what was this point right here in time and how far did it forecast us to go? You can see if we apply it just like that, it gives us our exact target of where we went to, right? Using that rally prior to the capitulation. If we use that same rally that we had with XRP prior to Bitcoin capitulating in the past, would make sense that we backtest it as we did in the past and still targeting out there that $10 to $13 price level. Of course, as you can see back here, price did not stop just merely at the 0.382 fib level. It did go up even higher. So if we were going to do something like that over here, you'd still be looking at like $1.65 to $2 before something like that could occur. I have no way to know if that's what will happen here, and I'm not going to attempt to say what is going to happen here because things are so volatile at this moment. The only thing for me to do is sit back, enjoy the show, enjoy the ride, and hold on for dear life, because there's no actions for me to take until we at least get up into these price levels up in here. And one has to wonder, is the price action that we're seeing so dramatic in the altcoins simply from Bitcoin backtesting a broken support over here on the Bitcoin dominance? And I think everybody kind of has to have that expectation that if you're going to get 45% one day and 20% the next day, that getting 11, 12, 15% or something of a pullback the next day after that is completely normal, and we should all just be grateful that we got 45% and 20% back to back. And so as for XRP, as for what's going to happen today, tomorrow, or the next day, I really don't have the answer for you. I just showed you what we've seen in the past, that we've seen times where the price can come up even much higher before coming back down to back test this level, or are we in full breakout mode? At this point, it's sit back, watch, and see, but have that underlying expectation that these prices could be offered again. And if they do get offered again, it was expected. But if it continues moving to the upside without backtesting that, hey, that's just a cherry on top. That's gravy. But for me, I just won't be losing my vision of what the big picture is going on here in cryptocurrency and understanding where we are. I'm very excited to see XRP break through that price level, but at the same time, I still keep my emotions in check because you know what? I'm not done until we get much, much higher. This is an exciting moment. Getting through $1 is great, but I want to see double-digit dollars. And so I keep looking to the big picture. I look over here at Bitcoin. I see we're still just going sideways over here on Bitcoin. This is that opportunity for these altcoins to continue breaking out. Everything still seems to be going according to plan over here on Bitcoin. Everything seems to be going to plan over there in the altcoin market with the altcoins starting to break out. It's really just an awesome time to be in cryptocurrency right now. I mean, and of course for XRP, it's an awesome time to be in XRP. I think even more awesome times are coming, especially if we start getting some SEC stuff starting to wrap up for us and go in our favor over here. But this is that big exciting moment in cryptocurrencies. We're watching double-digit gains, percentage gains in altcoins happening every day. Today we have a pullback, but the days leading up to this have all been exciting. And I still think there's many, many more days of these to come. I'll zoom out a little bit on Bitcoin. And like I say, and like I've shown, right? I don't even have to say it or say this is what I predict or anything like that. I'm just showing you exactly what has happened in the last cycles, is that after we get the sideways action, you get one more breakout up to the upside in Bitcoin, followed by a large crash, and then it's in this retracement where alt season comes to an end. So we still haven't done phase 1, 2, or 3. So I still think there's a lot more time left in this market for the exciting things to happen. And I think this Coinbase IPO really tells us a lot of the story too. So for those who think that, Bitcoin's going to continue going higher and higher and higher, you have to understand what's happening with Coinbase and their IPO. And as it's public for the first few weeks, right, they want to show these incredibly good numbers. They want things to show of high volume, high excitement. And Coinbase has strategically, I'm going to assume, strategically timed when they're going to IPO. They're not going to IPO in the middle of a bear market. They're going to IPO into the exciting times when numbers look great, when things are awesome, and they're not going to time that IPO to happen at the exact top. They'll time it as it's going into the really exciting times. So while I do think this Coinbase IPO is a signal that, you know what, that end is going to come. There's a reason why they're IPOing right now. They chose the time that's the most opportune time for them. If they thought that Bitcoin was going to 10x from here and say go to $500,000 and volumes were going to go up by 50x, don't you think they would wait another 3 months to IPO with another set of quarterly figures in order to do so? Or do they want to IPO into the excitement as crypto really goes crazy? They want to make sure that their stock is available to be purchased on the NASDAQ while altcoins are surging, while everything is going absolutely nuts. They're choosing to IPO, in my opinion. I mean, if I was the owner of this company, that's when I would do it. I would want to IPO and get my stock out there right as we're going into the absolute madness. If I can get a couple of months of this madness to also go after my stock as well as all of these altcoins, that's what I would do. I definitely wouldn't be doing it if I thought that the market was going to be boring and we're going to continue bear and I'm going to sell right when the bear market starts. Nope. You know what? I'm going to have access to all that data. I can see everything that's happening with these traders. I can see how many signups are happening. I can see the volume increases. I have the best technical analysis on my team and they're telling me where this market is going to go to. And I know that if I want to get into this final leg of euphoria and excitement, I need to IPO right before it happens. I need to make sure that I can sell the most amount of stock for the highest price possible. And I'm going to time my IPO to occur into that crazy excitement. And for those who are new to this market and they think that what we've seen in Bitcoin so far is exciting, you have absolutely no idea what it's really like when alt season is absolutely insane. We're starting to see the altcoin market go. There's no question about it. But when we start getting to the absolute insanity, it is absolutely that. Complete insanity, and prices are firing thousands of percentage points. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've watched the chaos. I've seen what the chat rooms are like, Twitter is like, YouTube is like. It is madness when it's going on. And if I were to IPO, I would want to make sure my IPO is prepared and public for that madness time to come. And I have no doubt that this altcoin market still has much more room to go. And I'll take that off the log scale so you could see it. And that exciting time is on its way. So for XRP, exciting moment that it broke above this 3-year long resistance. Now we just kind of wait to see how much consolidation we have to do here. Do we have to pull back further? Is this going to last a little longer? Are we going to keep moving our way to the upside? And I'll have to keep my eye over here on the Bitcoin dominance to see, was this nothing more than just back testing that broken support? And it's time for this thing to really start falling apart. And who knows, just maybe by the end of today will also be a good day. But all right, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Happy Wednesday, my dudes. I hope that you guys are having a great week. You should be having a great week so far, and we are now at the halfway point to the weekend. So I hope that you're doing great. If you're looking for something to do, of course, you can check out my website over here, bcbacker.com. Got a ton of videos on here. This is my course. It's where I deep dive into the previous Bitcoin bull runs and the different altcoin market cycles, tying them all together to show how those alt seasons have occurred, when they've occurred within the Bitcoin cycles. I talk about my exit plans. I talk about setting up your own charts and indicators if you don't know how to do any of that stuff. I talk a lot about mathematics, percentages, rebalancing, all kinds of educational content in here, along with an update that I did just add a few days ago on March 31st. You could check this out over here on bcbacker.com. That update is available to anybody who is already enrolled. You do have access to that additional content. And of course, it's that's available to anybody else who does enroll. You can follow me over here on Twitter at BCBacker. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor, but if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.